Sorry guys, I didn't see you there. Well, welcome back to Project Mike 13. You know what you've come here for. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Project Mike 13. If this is your first time, thank you very much for joining us. If you've been here before, you know the kind of stuff we get up to here, so again, thanks for joining us guys. So today, I want to talk about battery connectors. So there's three types of battery connector I'm going to be talking about today. 1, Tamiya. 2, Deans. 3, XT60. Okay, so the three types of battery connector that we're going to be talking about today are three that I've used myself personally, and I now prefer the XT60, which is little known in the Airsoft community, I believe. Basically, I found out about the XT60 in the RC industry. So I was running an 11.1 volt LiPo battery and I was burning through my connectors, so I decided to look for something better. A lot of other people were using these connectors at that time, so I decided, why not go for it? Now I think they'd be a massive advantage in this industry. So I'll show you what they're about. If you like them, you can go out and go and purchase them yourself. I will leave links in the description down below, so just have a look at those links and you should be able to find some for pretty cheap as well. Now there are cheap copies, but there are originals as well, so just keep an eye out for them. So that's enough talking about it. Let's just show you what they are. Okay guys, here we have it. We have our tub of battery connectors. We have Deans and XT60, and then we also have our Tamiyas. We know what the Tamiyas are. We all don't like them because, as you can see there, it's very hard to get a proper connection in there. So what I'm going to be doing is I will take these out of the sheaths in a minute and take them out of the plastic container, show you exactly what they are. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do, snip these. There we go. Bit blunt, these snips guys. I had to use them at home a lot for my own DIY projects. Cheap and cheerful, yeah, see. So, there we are. Now, what has happened in the past is these barbs, the barbs that are on the inside of that have failed and they have pulled through. Let's see if I can get this on camera. There we go. So, do apologise if I'm knocking the camera guys. I'm trying to do the camera in front of me. One. There's two. Okay, so I'm just going to show you in there now. I've crushed those barbs back, so hopefully, there you go, you've seen it yourself, just falls out. Okay, so if you've never seen the inside of a Tamiya connector before, that's basically what it is. I'll try and get that barb back out so I can show you exactly what it should look like, but basically the wire is just crimped onto it. It's exactly the same process for taking the other one out. Just have to push those barbs back. There we go. Two of them out. Now, on for the difficult one. Okay, so with this one, it's exactly the same, apart from you have the outer part and then you have the barb underneath as well, so you've got to get past that, so you've got to crush them basically to take them out. So what I'm doing is using a file, pushing it in between the plastic and the brass connector on one side to displace that barb, and the same on the other side. There we go. Just pull straight out. Now, there we go. See those two? Now obviously I have now crushed them here in the centre and here where the barb is. That was basically just to get it out so as I could show you what they look like. Now I'll get them back into shape. I'll pair them up with these and show you how they connect when they're inside that plastic sheath. Okay guys, so there you are. 2 parts of a Tamiya connector. Keep it in the black and black because that's how they go together when they're inside of this. Okay, so they sit inside there. So do the reds, however the black ones are the easiest ones to put together. Okay, so we have 1 bullet. Okay, those pieces on the end, on the top, are crimped over, so as they should slide inside of that. Okay, so basically they just fit inside of each other. Okay, so they fit inside of each other, and that's how they go. Very, very ill-fitting as well. They pull apart pretty easily. Now it's hard to get these together without damaging them because they're not in the protective plastic casing. However, that's the general gist of a Tamiya connector anyway. So there you go. Tamiya, done with that now. Now let's get on to the exciting ones. Okay, so we now have our XT60 male and female counterpart, and we have our Deans male and female counterparts. We're going to start talking on the Deans now, so I'm just going to show you these ones that I've got in my hand. Okay, so these are used ones. Now you can see on these Deans that we have, I'll point them out with my pointy bit, we have the spring, that we have the brass peg and the silver, I'm going to say silver because it's that colour, silver spring. It will be steel of some sort. So we have brass and steel. The silver part basically keeps the connection between this and the female counterpart. So if I can just find that piece again, there we go. So they're both exactly the same, just on a different axis. So one's horizontal, one's vertical. But they both have a brass and a steel part. So now, as you can see, on the inside you have a horizontal and a vertical. Now that corresponds to this metal piece here, acts like a spring in between, keeping the pressure so as it keeps the plug together. So it would help if I had it around the right way. And when they go in, they push in, and that, compared to the Tamiya, I'm pulling, you see that slipping open now, I'm pulling quite hard, hence the reason why Deans are preferred over Tamiya, because they are slightly more superior and they are of better build quality. The plastic around outside the Tamiya is still high quality, but this is a lot thicker. It's a bit easier to grab hold of. However, the wires are connected to the back. It's soldered rather than just crimped. So I'll show you that one. That one's crimped. Okay, that's your Tamiya. And underneath here, underneath these, the shrink wrap is a soldered joint. Okay, so I'll show you a pre-soldered part. We have our Tamiya connector. We have our Deans connector. Okay, Deans connector, you have your brass and your steel. Your steel acts as your spring. That's not your conductor. It will work as conductivity, but the brass is there for your conductor. That sits inside of here, as you remember from me showing you before, and on these ends here, on this end where there is no spring, that's where the wire is soldered to. There you go. So now you know, a soldered connection with a steel spring to make a stiff joint. Okay, pretty stiff compared to the Tamiya. It's pretty stiff. Now there is no security on that though. If you imagine you have your battery connected to this side, gun's connected to that side, your case falls off the end of the stock, and then your battery falls out. It just pulls open. One of the things that I do like about the Tamiya is that when it's connected, you do have this little latch here. So that little latch should save you from any disconnection from your battery. But then the connectors on the inside aren't so good, so either or with those two. Now, the XT60. Let's get on to the meat and veg. Now you can see inside of these. See if I can get them together. Now these are two slightly different colours. This is what I was talking about before in the intro. So we've got an original XT60 and a copy. It's slightly different. It looks more mustard than yellow. But yeah, I'll just show you. So you've got your male and your female. Push in. And you've got quite a large amount of surface on this side. So if you're holding onto the battery wire on this side and you just pull on the connector, there you go, it's out. Now there is a lot more, I'd say a lot more purchase in these two, and it is a bit more substantial compared to the Deans. But it's up to yourself. I'm just showing you what I've got, what's available, and what you can do with your battery connectors. So you can see on the other side here as well. See if we can get that in there. So you've got a little well for basically your wire to sit in. Let me just show you on this bit of frayed wire. So there you go. Bit of frayed wire. I'll show you that now. Okay, so we have the XT60 and your wire sits in there. Okay? And that's where it gets soldered into. Now that is a much more substantial connection for your wire and your battery connector. Okay guys, so there you go. There's your three types. You've got your XT60, your Deans, and your Tamiya, which has been disassembled. And you've also got your Deans to XT60 with your heat shrink around the outside. Okay, so heat shrink, something I need to talk to you about in this video. Basically, this box cost me around about 10, maybe £12. Not too sure what the price is now, but I will add a link in description down below. I purchased this from Screwfix. Now, again, I'm not affiliated and I'm not sponsored by them. However, that's where I got this from because it was the cheapest at the time. Now, you can get it from other hardware stores as well, such as Halfords and B&Q, I'm guessing as well. So you get three separate colours in here. I'll just open up and show you what it is. So you've got your blue, yellow and your red on this side, and then you've got your standard black. That's it, basically. You get your two sizes, and this is all you'll ever really need. So you've got that for when you're doing things such as that, and then when you need to cover the part that you've soldered, it's just one of these little pieces on the end. So there you go guys, heat shrink and connectors, battery connectors. Okay guys, so now I've shown you the three choices of battery connections that I use. The Tamiya, the Deans and the XT60. So I prefer the XT60, but that's not me telling you what you have to use. If you use the Deans and you prefer it and you wouldn't change to anything else, let me know. Let us all know. Obviously with the community that we have within Airsoft, the more helpful we can be, the better it is for everybody. If we can share information, it's awesome. So yeah, leave a comment in the section down below and let us all know. Just thought I'd take this opportunity to let you know that I am still uploading every Tuesday and every Friday at approximately 1900 hours, which is 7 o'clock in layman's terms. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. So I'm just gonna watch a bit of YouTube, see what's on, see what's happening. Is this on? Maybe check it out if you want. Might find it interesting, might not. But anyway guys, thank you very much. And I will catch you in the next one.